Benny and the Great Steamship Adventure. Benny sat at his desk, staring at his history assignment. The words at the top of the page seemed to mock him, write about a groundbreaking invention from history. He groaned and pushed the paper aside. How am I supposed to make this interesting? Deciding he needed help, Benny headed to Grandad's cozy study. He found his grandfather sitting in his usual armchair, surrounded by maps and books. Struggling with history again, Benny? Grandad asked, a knowing smile spreading across his face. Benny nodded. I have to write about an invention, but I don't even know where to start. Grandad smiled knowingly and asked, have you ever thought about steamships? Do you know what the first great steamship was? Benny shook his head. No, why? Grandad leaned forward and opened an old wooden chest. Inside was the magical backpack that Benny had used for many adventures. You know the rules, Grandad said as he handed it over. Observe, learn, and come back safe. Oh, and don't interfere with history. Before Benny could even respond, the golden glow from the backpack surrounded him, and the world swirled into a blur of light and sound. When the spinning stopped, Benny found himself standing on a bustling dock. The salty breeze carried the sound of waves and the chatter of dock workers. He looked up in awe at the enormous ship towering above him. Welcome aboard the SS Great Britain, lad, a voice called out. Benny turned to see a boy about his age, dressed in a sailor's tunic and cap. I'm Arthur, the boy said. You look new. First time on a steamship? Benny nodded, taking in the scene. Yeah. This is incredible. Arthur grinned. Come on, I'll show you around. As they walked the deck, Arthur pointed out the ship's features. This is no ordinary ship, he said proudly. She's made of iron, not wood like most others. That makes her stronger and better at handling the waves. Benny ran his hand along the cool, solid iron hull. Wow! I've never seen anything like this. And that's not all, Arthur continued. See that? He pointed to the back of the ship, where a large screw propeller jutted out. It's called a screw propeller. It's what pushes the ship through the water. Way faster than sails. Benny's jaw dropped. This ship must be so advanced for its time. Arthur laughed. For its time? Lad, this is the future of ocean travel. Inside the ship, Arthur showed Benny the luxurious passenger quarters. Unlike the cramped wooden ships Benny had seen in history books, the SS Great Britain's cabins were spacious and comfortable. Rich wood paneling, plush seating, and even a dining room with elegant chandeliers made the ship feel more like a floating hotel. This is first class, Arthur explained. Most passengers travel in steerage, but even that's better than other ships. Thanks to Mr. Brunel's design, it's smoother and safer down there. Mr. Brunel? Benny asked. Arthur's eyes lit up. Isambard Kingdom Brunel. He's the genius who designed this ship. He's always thinking of new ways to make things better. As they explored the engine room, Benny marveled at the massive machinery that powered the ship. The roar of the steam engine and the hiss of boiling water filled the air. This engine drives the propeller, Arthur explained. It's what makes the SS Great Britain so fast. We'll cross the Atlantic in just 14 days. 14 days? Benny repeated, amazed. That's incredible. Arthur nodded. It's a whole new world of travel, Benny. Imagine what this will mean for people and trade. Suddenly, a loud clang echoed through the engine room. Arthur frowned. Something's wrong. The two boys ran to the source of the noise and found a loose bolt rattling dangerously close to one of the moving pistons. If that falls in, it could damage the engine. Arthur exclaimed. Benny thought quickly. He grabbed a nearby wrench and tightened the bolt. Arthur gave him a grateful smile. Good thinking, Benny. You're a natural. As the ship glided smoothly across the waves, Benny stood at the bow, savoring the wind on his face. Arthur joined him, gazing out at the horizon. You know, this ship is just the beginning, Arthur said. One day, people will build even bigger and faster ships. Perhaps they'll create vessels that can cross the ocean in just hours instead of days. Benny smiled, keeping Arthur's words in his heart. As the golden glow of the backpack began to surround him, Benny knew it was time to go. "Thanks for the adventure, Arthur," he said. Arthur waved. "Come back anytime, Benny." Back at his desk, Benny grabbed his pen and began writing. The SS Great Britain was more than just a ship. She was a marvel of engineering, combining an iron hull and a screw propeller to revolutionize ocean travel. Designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, she proved that innovation can change the world. Her journey across the Atlantic in 1845 marked the beginning of a new era in transportation. Benny smiled as he finished, feeling proud of his work. The adventure aboard the SS Great Britain wasn't just history, it was inspiration. Benny thought the power of innovation and teamwork can overcome challenges and change the world.